Okay, I think we are live now. Hi
Mm-hmm.
everyone, and yeah, we are sorry about the delay. We were supposed to go live by 10, but yeah, there were some management issues. Like yeah, so essentially, how we operate is we are just a WhatsApp group of a lot of people who really love football and love talking about it. So like whoever is available from the group, we just come up on this panel. We just discuss some things, have fun, and that's it. So hi everyone, my name is Aditya. I'm here with Akshat, and yeah, and we'll be talking about football, like whatever comes up our mind. We don't have anything prepared, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, so a little bit about each of us. So we'll both talk like a little bit about ourselves. So I just want to share like how we all met and how this thing came about. So essentially, like so I have this friend Tarun, and like his very close friend Tausif. They started like thinking about this community that we can build around football lovers and like in general sports lovers. So essentially, Tausif and Tarun are like really crazy on cricket, and like Tausif is really crazy on football. So both of them are here. Both of them came together, and then yeah. So I met Akshat through this group only, and yeah, and we all most of us are engineers from educational background. We both all of our engineers. Some of us are working with their families, and some of them are working in MNCs, and yeah. So we are just trying to. So this is the like most common thing about all of us. We that the love of football that we share. So yeah, Akshat, over to you if you would want to introduce yourself. Just give a brief.
Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah, I think so.
Yes, you are.
Hello, everyone. I am Akshat. I have been following football, watching the Premier League since 2013, 2014. Uh, I Initially I was just watching it as to just explore what's happening in the game, but then I myself started playing, and then it was a train without brakes, basically. Uh, Most of my life revolved around football back in the school days. A little bit of the college time kind of took away the hobby, but then once I started working, I have come back to football, and it is like the most important part of my weekends. And through this group, I have rekindled that flame of discussing, because once you leave college, it is difficult to get back in a group of people that wants to discuss football in depth. Basically, I'm imagining the Sky Sports group of pundits sitting together and talking. That sort of environment is what we are trying to make over here.
Akshat is our theory Henry, and I would want to be Micah Richards because he's the funnier one. But yeah, but yeah. Uh, like Akshat, what is your favorite football team? Like we didn't talk about that. People know like must have guessed like I am a Barca lover. What about you, Akshat?
Before that, beautiful vintage jersey, by the way, it's really nice.
Yeah, thanks,
Uh,
man. So this is the Barca's Barca's 125 year anniversary jersey that they released. It's not an official merchandise. I cannot afford that yet. But yeah, yeah. So this is something that
it's
Barca
it's
released
it's
last year.
really cool. It's really cool. The colors are really nice. For
Nice.
myself, I follow Manchester City quite closely. As I
Nice.
mentioned when I started watching football,
Nice.
yes, that's exactly the year. That's the jersey when I was watching football for the first time, which Varun
Yeah.
is wearing right now.
Yeah.
Exactly, for Fernandinho and Yaya Toure in the midfield. That kind of sparked my. And I used to play in the midfield as well, so that's how things connected. And apart from Manchester City, I really like Barca when they do good. So on the side note, I keep track of Barcelona's progress as well.
Nice, nice. Hi, Varun. Hi. How are you?
Hi
So we
guys,
just
I saw you mention that there's Thierry Henry and there's Micah Richards already. I would like to be Kate after, because I fucking hate Jamie Carragher. Uh,
I I can understand, man. And damn nice. That is why I took Micah Richards, man. Like that lovable goof. I absolutely love him, man.
People people forget how decent Micah Richards was, and notice how I didn't use good because he was decent. Um, but
He
moving on,
burst onto the scene.
uh, he did burst onto the scene like he did burst onto a lot of dives in the Prem.
Oh, definitely. I absolutely love.
Have you seen his clip when he was in Aston Villa and he had this diabolical dive?
Oh yes,
It
oh yes.
was
It was trending on one of these Sky Sports Instagram pages, and I've seen that like hundreds of times. Like where Jamie Carragher is trying to, like I think he was reprimanding a player which had dived in the match, and then he brings up this clip of Micah Richards, and yeah, that was hilarious, hilarious.
I really like that show as well, CBS Sports Golazo. I think they've captured essentially what US wants to see, just entertainment. Less football, more entertainment. Captures what our podcast is also about. Um,
Definitely.
I saw you
Uh,
guys introducing yourself. Uh, uh, where do I begin? I was more into cricket early on, but then I realized I was never going to turn pro. So I started playing football ever since 2011. I've been following Madrid and City. Madrid because of Ronaldo and Marcelo, and I've always had. I mean, you guys might have liked teams more, but like as a person, I always like watching players more than I liked watching teams. Now it's changed. Now I see more of what the macro side looks like in football. But earlier it used to be just players. So as Akshat said, we had Toure, we had Fernandinho, Silva. I'm on the brink of sounding like Mourinho. I might just say they were investments from the past. But yeah. So Akshat, you're on mute.
It was football heritage.
It was football heritage, as Mourinho said. Interesting week. Interesting week.
Hmm.
Uh, I said that twice because there was nothing interesting apart from Mbappe scoring again and Erling Haaland back into the scoring sheet for international friendlies. Good to see him
oh,
scoring. I think Norway has already qualified for the World Cup as it stands.
Hmm.
I don't think they've
Yeah,
even
they
lost
have.
one game.
yes, they have. Yeah,
Mm,
like I
which
don't
is
like watching European qualifiers, man. I think like all these big teams with great players are just bullying like hundredth place teams like Luxembourg, Slovenia, and like don't like watching I say mass murder happening on the pitch, man. Like imagine you are like a part-time plumber who is working in Israel trying to make a living, and then you're just put against like a 6'5" Viking with blonde hair, like straight away coming out of a shampoo commercial, and he's just running at you at like 40 kilometers per hour. Yeah, it's just diabolical, man. Like what they do to these players. But
let's not forget Norway is in the same group as Italy.
yeah,
And I can never forget the fact that Italy is on the brink of again not qualifying for another World Cup and has won a Euro in the between, which
yeah,
baffles me. It
damn,
really
like
does. But yeah, how's everyone's week, footballing terms?
Slow
at the
because of the lack of Premier League games this weekend. Uh,
Yeah, same. I actually had to go out and socialize this weekend, man. It was horrible. I was like, but why is there's no Prem? Oh my God, I have to meet people.
yeah, very seriously, I even like I there was nothing interesting to watch the entire week, and like I could just hyper focus on one thing, which was not working properly. But yeah, but I tried doing that, and it was terrible, man. I was just opening FortMob just for the sake of it, and just looking at some MLS highlights of Messi scoring goals in a plumbers league. But yeah, it was delightful, man. I had a lot of fun watching
So you, you
Like,
you said you weren't working properly this week. You had a Jadon Sancho week.
oh, damn. That, yeah. You first time you heard it on Pretentious Sports Reviews, man. Like, Sancho has become
I
a
think
pearl.
everyone said this at this point.
I think people have
Sancho
stopped
That
win.
saying
was
it
one of the
now.
most. Yeah, we should stop saying it so that then he'll be like, dude, this is not creating any news. I have to play decent. That is the
Yeah.
only way to get famous now. But what a weird and random ass signing Jadon Sancho to Villa was. Did not expect that. Horrible, horrible call by Villa there. I think they
Seriously.
panicked there towards the end of the window.
Yeah, man.
But
Has he played any games for Villa up till now?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I haven't been following Villa very closely, but I don't think Sancho has made an appearance for Villa.
I'm
Yeah,
just
maybe.
Uh,
checking for Mob if he has made a but yeah, you might be right, Varun. He might have not. He's
Wow.
injured. He's injured, so
Wow. Without even playing, man.
yeah,
It's crazy. Right?
out
Because
at
with the
least it's
injury.
good for your resume. He can say that he didn't play because he was injured.
No, he's made two appearances of 32 minutes and 8 minutes against. Seven. In Premier League, he has made only one appearance against Sunderland, one all draw of 8 minutes. Rest were in Europa League and EFL Cup.
I'm surprised he played in the Prem. I did not know that.
Yeah. But 8 minutes is a huge, long time, man. Like all three of us can agree that.
But definitely, man.
Uh,
Yeah.
since we had no PL or La Liga this week, any fixers that you're looking forward for next week?
Definitely, man. I was thinking that we can discuss like the return of PL right after the international break. I am really looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to this one match, like Liverpool versus Man United, which will happen on October 19th, if I'm
19.
not wrong. Right. And I
Yes.
was
Big
just
one.
Yeah.
I am hoping for another thrashing like 7-1 or 7-2 was the scoreline. Like when Liverpool thrashed Man United, or
Hmm.
was it? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm thinking. I was thinking about Manchester United versus. Fuck yeah, Manchester United has been. Oh,
It
versus
was
Aston.
Liverpool
No,
City. It was
that was
7-1.
that was Liverpool versus Manu only in
Yes.
2023 7-0.
Yeah. Yeah. 7-0, man.
Yes,
That was, so
7-0.
I.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like there was another time I remember when Manchester United got thrashed by Aston Villa, if I'm not wrong, and that
Yeah, they did.
scoreline, yeah, that scoreline ended in 7-2. So I am just hoping like something of that sorts happen, and like we just get to see like a crazy attacking football from Liverpool, because I think they need this bounce back win, like because their form has been bad. Their form has been bad. Their defending has been really bad. As we discussed in the last podcast, we discussed like what is happening with Arne Slot and his tactics. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that fixture. What about you?
I, I,
You
I
hope?
I also think it's going to be a banger match. I don't think it's going to be a crazy scoreline. I think I don't know. I have a feeling this might be like the match that Manu needs to bounce back. And
Okay.
speaking of
Sorry
which,
to interrupt you, Varun. Sorry to
I
interrupt
think
you. We have Niklendra
no
with us
one's
now.
more equipped to answer this question than Man,
I was
Man
waiting for this
himself.
timing.
Yeah, man. Joining us from Indiana, USA. If I'm not wrong, Niklendra, please.
I moved now, so
Oh yeah,
Chicago.
so
Yeah.
Chicago. He's talking like, so joining us from Chicago, USA. Niklendra is here. So
So,
Niklendra, like a short 1 minute brief about yourself, because we all did that. Like short
mhm.
1 minute brief, like who you are, why do you love football, how did you get into it, and then yeah, we'll continue about United being thrashed by Liverpool and Aston
Oh,
Villa.
yeah.
And
I'm expecting the thrashing, but yeah. Before that, hey everyone, my name is Niklendra. A supporter of United, Manchester United. So hard times. Also like Real Madrid. So me and Aditya have gone back and forth. The classic was coming, so that's gonna be nice. How did I get into football? I think I mean I liked Manchester United and I like Cristiano Ronaldo for a while. But when I really started getting into it was like after 10th, you have that 3 month period of like you're waiting for results or whatever. I had nothing to do. So we used to play football a lot during that time at like Umaid Heritage, which was like a good neighborhood. And that's when like Champions League was going on as well. So that's when I like could finally stay up longer at night. So just got super into football at that time and been depressed ever since. Yeah.
Damn. So yeah, so Varun, sorry to cut you off. You were saying something before Niklendra joined.
That was beautiful, Nikki, because that was the time. That was our European glory time. We used to watch the finals at my house in the night. What a feeling to watch your team win
Yeah.
5 out of the 10 years. Great feeling.
Absolute fun.
When was the last time Barca won the Champions? 2015?
That
2015, man.
was that was
Yeah.
the season I started
Treble.
like really watching. So
Oh, that was a crazy Champions League run, man. Crazy Champions League run.
MSN.
Yeah, by defeating every country-wise champion in the knockout rounds, man. It was crazy. Loved it. Where we defeated Man
And a
City.
beautiful jersey also. I think
Oh,
that year's jersey was quite
you
beautiful
are
for Barca.
yeah, I agree.
I agree. It was beautiful, man. I wish those days could come back. But alas, yeah. So coming like talking about better days, like Niklendra, what do you think about the Liverpool versus Manu match coming up?
Yeah, I've been telling everyone that talks to me about it. It's like a big cope. I'm like 5-0 stuck. It's like fine. I can like almost expect 5-0 to come away. I will not be found for the next few weeks after that. So the streams are gonna be like there without me. But no, on the serious side, yeah, I don't expect us to do like too well. Like 3-0 to 5-0. Like if it happens, like I would not be surprised at all. Like
Hmm.
yeah, it's I'm just not really positive about anything there.
I
If
mean,
we
you
come
can
up,
be a little
I don't,
positive
I
if.
think, yeah, I think because struggling right now. I mean, 3 games now, continuous, and that backline is looking quite vulnerable now. And I think even though United is not at their best and they are a basket case of does right now, but I still think that it's not going to be as big of a scoreline. I think I might see a 2-0 or a 1-0 even.
yeah.
Because I think Liverpool might just want to take it easy this match.
I mean, for me, I think like the fact that he plays Bruno so far behind and like asks him to do like so many
Yeah,
defensive duties, like Bruno will fall apart when it comes to that during like big games. He does fall apart like in like not so big games too. And I feel like the current formation that we play doesn't quite utilize him well, and so he's just. It feels like he ends up being a scapegoat. If you look at like goal highlights for the other team afterwards, like you'll see like he's just not at the right position. I feel so. I'm not quite a fan.
I really agree, and I don't think it's him about belting under pressure. I think for someone like Bruno, like if you have someone who has the quality of Bruno in that attacking third, I would want him to be ahead of the goal so that he can have a shot or have to
Exactly.
assist. And because he's being and because like as I said like 3 episodes before, United spent a lot on strikers instead of getting that midfield link between Casemiro and Bruno. And that is the same reason United are like suffering right now. If there had been like they tried out Menu in Bruno's shoes, Menu did not like that. There were rumors after that that Menu might leave because he's not getting the time he needs and he's not being utilized in the position that is favorable for him. So I don't know. It's just I do agree it's too easy to play through United's midfield. I don't even think that the backline is a problem. I think the midfield being so vulnerable in between because they have a huge space in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
And yeah, Wirtz is not having a great season according to a lot of people. But because there will be so much space in the middle of the park, he's going to get a lot of touches, which he loves. And I think this might be the match where Wirtz might just break the
I
zero
I
zero
think he
seven.
will score, bro. Like, yeah, it's always like United is really good with breaking records that we don't want to. So well done,
Uh,
Wirtz already.
Definitely, man.
Not even
Like
going to
if
add to your misery. I just feel bad for you.
Oh no, dude, I'm preparing myself. Like this talk is I'm also talking to myself right now of what's gonna happen next Sunday.
seriously, I think like I saw this beautiful meme that like there is this Man United fan who is just like laughing at the 007 Florian Wirtz meme, but he knows that like on 19th October, like he like we are the one who is going to open his account, and
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure like Wirtz will do great in the space that he's left, and I think we can definitely see a goal contribution, at least a goal contribution from in this match. And
And
yeah,
I think
and
it's that price tag, which he cannot control, right? He cannot control the fact that he was bought for 120
yeah,
million. He's not been able to get an assist or a goal. But I think if you actually watch the entire match, Wirtz does not look like a bad player, man. He looks like a quality player. The passes he makes, the link up plays that he has, I don't doubt him. I don't doubt that he will be a great player in the Premier League. And people underestimate how difficult Prem is to get used to. There is a tax that every player pays, whether it's Bundesliga, whether it's La Liga, whether it's the Portuguese league. But I mean, it's very difficult to hit the ground running, Premier League, especially for a midfielder.
The
definitely.
but the one funny thing I think I saw on Twitter was someone posted like Isaac's picture and they were like, once this guy gets used to the league, it's over for the other team.
Yeah, even I
Yeah.
saw that. Oh fuck.
But taking up on Parth's point in the comments, Nikki, why do you think is it just friction between Amorim and Menu, or is it that Menu just doesn't fit the system that United's playing right now?
I mean, I can see him play in the midfield too. I feel like Amorim, as Ten Hag used to be, was starting to feel like he's very rigid with his system. Um, I feel like he has his forwards set up like the way in his mind like he wants these three or four people to play up front,
Yeah.
which don't include Bruno. But then he wants to include Bruno in the squad, so he kind of just ends up playing Bruno in the back too at that point. I mean, the fact that he's not trying like at least for a game, like okay, if he doesn't try against Liverpool, that's fine. I'll give him the fact that like maybe he doesn't want to experiment too much against Liverpool, but I mean nothing could go wrong with like trying Bruno play a lot more forward in like one game and seeing how things change. So last manager kind of went away because his system was too rigid. Let's see if this one has to face the same problem.
And it's more confusing for me and a lot of people because United leads the numbers in expected goals, right?
Yeah.
And there is a reasoning for that, that if you analyze the shots that United takes, a lot of them are like really, really bad shots because they're either taken from a really bad angle, which you see often from Obemo and Cunha because they're forced to take that shot because no one making that forward run into the box. So I don't know, man. I sometimes sit and think about what United can do to solve the problem, and I'm just left just more perplexed than I was before to think about it. So I don't know how Amarim's going to fix this.
I mean, I still feel like with the players that we have potential, but no one remembers like potential FC. Like we need to convert like the whatever we see on paper
You're
or
forgetting Arsenal, man.
goals.
They've been potential FC for the past 23 years. What are you talking about?
We'll get into that, but I mean, I
Spoken
really,
like a true hater, man. Spoken like a true hater.
I feel like I've said this to other people for the last 3 years, but like this year really seems to be their year. Can they do it? Let's see.
If
Uh,
if if we are talking about Arsenal, it's you know good to mention that Arsenal plays Fulham next, which is also the team that cost them
yeah.
a point last season. Points actually, they had a draw against Fulham, and they
Yes,
really
yes.
needed to catch up Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm
Interesting
hoping.
match. Do you
I'm,
guys think Liverpool, like Arsenal, will just have a really easy time?
I don't think so, man. Like I think like the North, as like so this London derbies have always been like really unpredictable because of the passion like the fans bring into the stadium. I think anything can happen, and like Arsenal is like facing significant injury crisis at this moment. So I think Odegaard, Hincapié, Madueke, and like a few other players also are suffering from a lot of injuries. So I am I am hoping this would be a little competitive match. Obviously, Arsenal will come out as a winner, as the winner of this match, because they have the quality and the strength. Uh, but yeah, overall, I think it would be an interesting match. I would love to see Arsenal draw this match somehow, or like with this match ending in 0-0. This can totally be a possibility. But yeah, let's see what happens. And then
I
yeah,
think
another match I'm
I,
very
yeah.
go ahead, Varun, go ahead.
I think if I don't know if you watched the match against Bournemouth, Fulham's game against Bournemouth. Bournemouth did really well, but I think Fulham's goalkeeper, I think it's Leno. Leno did pretty decent, apart from I think Semenyo's goal, where I think he got megged from a very astute angle. So I think yeah, it could be like either of the two, right? It can be either the match where Arsenal choke it up so early in the season, or it can be a match where Gyökeres gets a hat trick. It's just a very unpredictable match.
Yeah, I feel like with Fulham, they tend to hit you right when you think like the game's wrapped up and we just need to like see it out. And that's when like they really hit you psychologically. Also, to give you like a little bit of context, the two teams, Arsenal and Fulham, so their owners also own like two NFL, like the American football teams, and
Oh,
those teams are playing that weekend too. So like for the owners, it's like double. It's
oh.
like a double matchup. So should be interesting to see from that
It's the
perspective.
owner derby, guys.
Yeah.
It's not the London derby, it's the owner derby.
That's crazy, man.
Uh,
Uh,
shall
yeah,
we
then
move on from
another.
Arsenal? Because I'm kind of tired of talking about Arsenal
Yeah. How
let's
about we
let's
talk about Pep's shot, like the golf shot?
Oh
That's
yes, the Grealish derby, moving from one derby to the other. Uh,
yes,
I think it's going to be
we
a
can
tricky
talk about
match.
that. Wait, and Niklendra was mentioning a very interesting thing that happened. I think this week, right? Like the past week, it happened, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, by what is this guy doing in his free time, man? That shot was incredible, incredible. Have you seen it,
It
Akshat?
was.
Like
What,
the
what,
golf. Like,
Let's
so,
just
is
so
it
I,
about
viewers.
Pep playing golf?
oh yes, oh yes, and Pep made a beautiful Tiger Woods esque shot where he like just crossed the stream and like directly into the hole. Fuck, man, that was
The
crazy.
Champions League is coming to the Etihad this season.
He
Yeah.
he had quite the reaction after that, and the only other time I've seen him do that reaction was like when Lewandowski scored five.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So it's that and
Yeah.
hitting the shot that.
That and Gabriel Jesus scoring the goal to get City 100 points. Definitely, that was the last time I saw his
Wow.
reaction. But Akshat, is this why Pep has handed all the responsibility back to the back staff? Like he
I
wants to
feel,
play golf.
no, jokes aside, Pep is quite emotional. We all see him on the touchline. He very animated. And talking about the game, which is next weekend, City are playing at home, so Grealish will be back at the Etihad. And I'm very happy for him because he's able to play his football the way he wants to play it. Uh, David Moyes has given him the freedom to be creative, which Pep did not allow him because he wanted the system of continuous passing, continuous recycling the ball, whereas Grealish wants to be a little more creative. It would be nice to see, but given that how the both teams are playing, it will be a competitive match. But I see City winning it, dominating the ball, getting a goal or a couple in the first half, and then managing the players and settling it. Grealish might cause some problems, but I think he will get substituted in the second half. And but yeah, straightforward game. Uh, Comes down to how we manage the second half, as in how 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 City managed the second half. So yeah,
I don't think it's going to be that straightforward, man. I like.
no, it's
I
all
feel like
in the second
Injai
half.
and Dewsbury Hall and Grealish have done really well there. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I,
I don't
I
know,
know what
City
you're
just
talking
feels
about.
vulnerable this season, man.
No, they don't. I feel because how we are able to manage the first half, they all seven matches that if we have played in the Premier League and the remaining ones that we have played in Champions League or the AFL, the first halves are down to the nail. There's no issue over there. It's just in the second half, the team is not able to maintain the same concentration, the same intensity, and I don't know why that is happening because these are professional players. I feel the substitutions which Pep uh, makes the team a bit confused amongst themselves. What are they supposed to do? Because the system is a bit intricate. So first half he sets his best players forward. The starting 11 is quite cohesive, but once the second half starts and the substitutions are happening, it stops clicking. So I feel the same thing comes down in the Everton game as well. If we are able to nail down the second half, it will be a straightforward game.
Who do you think starts, Akshat?
Like the starting 11 for City.
Yeah, apart from the obvious like Haaland and Gigi and Ruben Diaz, and do you think Doku still
Guardiola,
starts on
yeah,
the left? I think he does.
I feel these four players are locked in: Guardiola, Diaz, Donnarumma, and Haaland. Maybe Foden gets a chance. In the midfield, Rangers will be there for sure, and Nico Gonzalez will play in the Rodri role because he injured his
Yeah.
hamstring in the previous game. So that that's there. It all now we are left with the left wing and the right wing. Left wing Doku and right wing maybe for Bernardo Silva. So that's my starting 11.
I think
The left back
I
and the
really
right
want to
back.
see Bob
Any.
again.
Hmm.
I want to see Bob on the right wing. I think he's a decent player. Needs
Hmm.
more time.
He needs a bit more time. His final decision making is lacking a little bit. He dribbles into the box and just cannot get something more productive out.
Yeah, it's the same problem that I felt that there was with Grealish and to an extent with Martinelli at Arsenal. There seems to be a spark that he's going to take on a defender, but at the end, he just looks defeated and just doesn't go for the dribble and just passes back. So I don't know what's
Mm-hmm.
going on there. Alright, moving on, what is the match outside of the obvious ones that you guys are looking forward to for the Prem, obviously?
Uh, I feel Tottenham versus Aston Villa is going to be interesting as well. Both team need that win. Rocky start to both of them. Even though
Yeah,
Spurs are high on the table, they don't look very assured. And Aston Villa are they had continuous set of losses in the beginning, but now they seem to have found their rhythm again. So interesting to see what happens. Basically, Sunday is packed with two good games. We have the Liverpool
Yeah,
versus United match, and we have the Spurs versus Aston Villa match.
Nikki, what about you?
For me, just quickly going through the matchups for the week, I feel like Brighton, Newcastle, two teams that can always excite you in terms of like the unpredictability and like players popping off. So that one should be fun to watch. It's at the Amex Stadium, so uh, yeah, Brighton at home can pull off a random victory. That should be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, man, and
What about
Brighton
you, Adi?
pulled off a random victory against City, which was very hurtful. But
but yeah, I always love watching some good championship like level battles, like where there are just clashes going on the field. So I would be excited about, not excited, I would, excited is too strong of a word, but I would also like to watch the Burnley versus Leeds match, and the Sunderland versus Wolves, if I'm not wrong. I think this that also happens this week.
wow, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
relegation battles
this
all
is
around.
the relegation battle. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's really interesting sometimes, man, these relegation battles, because like you're just hoping that like one of these teams. So I am okay. My prediction is that Wolves is going to finish the like at the bottom of the table this season. Wolves are like because
Okay.
I don't think Wolves have it in them, man. Like it's like their best player has gone from the last season, Cunha, and then yeah, I don't think they have enough talent left
Even
in like
Nouri is also left for City.
I know, yes, he has also left. So I don't think they have enough talent to just stay alive, stay afloat in the Premier League right now. And I think like 6-7 seasons ago, that is what used to happen. Like Wolves was like a team that used to bounce back from the Premier League to the Championship. So
Portugal
yeah,
B team.
Yeah.
Portugal B team exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm also excited about that. So yeah, Niklendra, what about you?
I was gonna say, like, when you mentioned, I used to hate when United used to play against Wolves because they would always end up drawing against us. Always was a game where I was like, man, this is just like gonna be a hard watch. Because they were good. Like, it's not like they would
They were
just
good,
randomly pull
yeah.
up a goal. They were
Mhm.
Yeah.
actually good and they would make you frustrated.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely.
this is not that team anymore.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
yeah.
One match that I am looking forward for, two teams on a hot streak that no one really they would be.
Oh,
Bournemouth
Chelsea.
and Crystal Palace.
Okay, sorry. Damn.
Bournemouth has been doing very well. I think a lot of people expected Bournemouth to struggle this season, especially
Yeah.
with Dean Huijsen being and I think they've done really well, and especially with Neo Clivert. And I don't know if you saw Clivert's goal last week, but it was a sight to watch. I think one of the best goals for the season so far. And yeah, I'm just excited to good sides battle it out. I think it's going to be Crystal Palace home. I'm not sure, but
Correct.
yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. Um, moving on, Adi. I think you might be at ease knowing that Barca is going to play Girona next week.
Yeah. I'm I'm not, I don't know what to think anymore, man. Like Barca, I think like Barca is not doing well. Their highline system has been exposed. There are plenty of teams even in La Liga who have figured out how to like beat those offside traps, and like even if there are like I saw this beautiful tactic in the Sevilla match. So Sevilla intentionally kept their striker offside for the majority of bringing the ball into the top third. And when there is a
Yeah,
winger running ahead, and like that winger along with Kunde, or Kunde on that side. So Kunde running up, and when the ball comes right next to the post, they are passing inside and they're just cutting off the line. There are a lot of defenders who are behind, way behind the the striker now because he was offside from the minute from 5 minutes ago. So it's really difficult. There are these little problems that have been yet to be addressed, I think. And I did not hear anything reassuring from Hansi Flick during his post-match interviews, or even his other interviews if he has done any. I'm not sure if I've heard anything remotely saying that he is planning to change the system, or like planning to modify the system at least. Yeah, so it would be really tough, man. And I think Girona like is a team that can cause an upset. So yeah, so I'm really nervous about how Barcelona is going to do this, because like we were doing really well uh, previous season, and I think it was just a season wonder, man. I think we have been figured out, and yeah, I think if we don't not we don't have to be alarmed yet, but if there is something if there is something coming out positive out of this game, I would love to see, even if we draw this game against Girona, I would love to see some tactical changes in the field, because I'm just being optimistic for the rest of the season. Varun, you don't have to make that face. Come on.
No, I'm making that face. You know why? Because I think it's the lockdown trauma that is causing this. You have
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
least 5 players who are in the top 30 Ballon d'Or. Okay, you don't have any to worry about this year season. Okay,
But
half the 1/3 of the panel, sorry, 1/4 of is only one of the teams that did really well last season. My team struggled. Akshat's team struggled. Nikhil, talk about only.
And struggle.
I think you should be a little bit more optimistic. It's just
yeah,
one game, man.
I
Chill.
I know, man. I think I should, but yeah, it's just I like this corporate world, and how Barcelona has been in the last 5 6 years. It's just crushed my self confidence and self respect and everything related to that, man.
So I mean,
Yeah, man, it's not Traore, it's Lewandowski.
let me try to make it a little bit more positive by telling you this one thing. There is a bit of ballsiness when you're like too shameless. And so I refer to like this one Twitter thread which said, goals conceded in October, Hansi Flick 6, Amorim 0. Like, bro, why are you even like comparing those two teams? Where guys wanna have fun, they're already
Wow.
depressed. They're like the depressed
Uh,
part, right? So we'll only be depressed when the football's actually going on, and when it's not,
Yeah,
we're gonna like, start trash talking. So I think you'll be fine. Isn't because Girona aren't they like trying to battle relegation right now? They
yeah,
started
yeah,
to,
I think they're third last.
so
yeah, it's bad. Like
I think you'll be
it's
fine.
yeah, man. But it will be okay. I think, yeah, it will be
Mhm.
fine.
Did you even watch or have a look at Pedri's new Predators with the
Oh,
Predri sign at the back and a
oh
banana
yes,
emoji? I don't
oh
know why
yes.
everyone was posting about. Is this shit tough in Catalonia? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
so
think so,
shit
but I
cool.
think I think whatever so I would regard Pedri as like the top midfielder in the world right now. I think I would, and I think you guys have to agree. Like he's one of the best midfielders in the world right now. One of the best midfielders.
I
I would
do
say
agree. I do
he's
agree.
he,
But I would
he,
like to point out, ever since he got Predri at the back of his boot and the banana, Barcelona have lost 2 out of the 2 matches. Okay,
oh my
so it
god.
might be the boots.
Might
But wasn't
it
that one really good like move by him like that was getting clipped a lot? Like that was beautiful. Like I don't know how he even did that.
He does move like Iniesta. Like he reminds me of Iniesta in the way he moves and like glides out of tight space, especially with the La Croqueta. Like I don't know, right, but he does have that the footwork.
Varun, you mentioned Iniesta. He was in the news recently. Iniesta is playing pro paddle.
Yes, he is. He is. What?
Bro is completing side
This has
quests,
to be. Yeah, he's completing side quests. It's the same as Eden Hazard attempting one of the, I think, 100 kilometer
charity
cycling.
matches.
charity matches, and one of like he was, I think he got really into cycling.
Wow.
So I'm happy to see a fellow bald midfielder having uh other matches you guys are looking forward to. I'm honestly
Yeah.
looking forward to football getting back. I
Mm-hmm.
qualifiers. I think this ever since this new format of the World Cup has been announced, I'm hearing of teams that I didn't even know existed on the international stage. And it's so depressing to realize that even though the number of teams in FIFA has increased, India has like no chance. Like,
Ah,
and watching that 1-1 draw, I messaged Akshat on the group that dude, it's done. We're at the bottom of the group. And even though we were rescued because I think Malaysia drew,
Hong Kong, yeah.
I, it's
नहीं,
just
बात
horrible
ऐसी
to see that India has come to a point where I'm celebrating a last minute draw against Singapore. It's just,
Hmm.
it's depressing, man.
what can we do, man?
I mean, I feel like, what if we just had like in the World Cup, like leave the qualifiers aside, we go straight to like a Grand Slam type of format,
Yeah,
like
like
just
an FA Cup thing, right?
that would be so good. Like one of these teams could have such a good chance, and like let's say Argentina versus Saudi, which was the first game of the last World Cup, like they ended up
Oof.
losing. Imagine like a big heavy hitter like Portugal or like Spain or someone just going out in the first round. Like people would go crazy, like of the country that actually beat them. Like
It
I
will be
feel like
proper FA Cup shithousery type.
yes. I feel like it's not gonna happen because it's a good thing they have a group stage so that like a big team that had a upset in one match they can still come back. But boy, would that be fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Totally.
How Argentina did it in 2022.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I give that example because that's the one I remembered. But I'm
Uh,
sure, like Germany has not been doing well.
Just checking the upcoming matches, guys. I noticed that we also have Champions League. This like once the weekend rolls
Yes.
in,
Yes.
Oh yeah, match day 3.
so
Yes,
maybe we can shout out to the viewers and tell them that we might have discussion for the Champions League after the weekend's over. Maybe, maybe not. We'll decide in the group.
And
definitely, man.
and because you mentioned Champions League, the Haram Ball Derby, guys. It's
God, that
Those
Arsenal
memes
versus
are
Atletico
awesome,
Madrid.
bro. Like the audio, like I think sounded like African. Amazing. Like put it
Oh,
on every single video, bro.
so it's absolutely beautiful.
I want to see 11 at the back, the ball just sitting in the middle of the park, not moving at all, and both sides are just standing.
Someone wrote
Just
like 9-1-1 formation.
Yeah, man, it's just like two pawns, like two chess pawns in front of each other, man. Like they cannot do anything. They're just there. They're just there for the sake of it.
somehow the goal line will be 5-5 because of the all the set piece goals that will be scored.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm
Julian
hoping.
Alvarez will score a free kick.
Oh yeah, he can buy. He's crazy good at those.
Marcos
I just
Llorente
find it
also from
disgraceful.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's one of the very few players that has an 80 plus rating in every stat,
Wow,
which
is
is
that
a
Wow,
is
piece of
that
that you might enjoy.
crazy?
super niche knowledge.
But
But
yeah, Champions League coming and Real Madrid versus Juventus is also going to be because at this point I feel like Juventus only has 4-4 and 3-3 draw matches. I've not seen a single score line
Why is it?
where
seriously,
they aren't making it crazy.
man. And then there would be Ekitike against his former club, man. That would be an interesting match
Yes.
too. Frankfurt versus Liverpool. And yeah, I don't think there would be any other interesting match. Yeah, there is a Barcelona match, but that's against Olympiacos. So I'm not very worried about that. It's a Greek team.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Newcastle. I want to see how Newcastle does Champions League because I think the match against Barca they did all right. I
Yeah,
mean,
they did well.
Barca's quality is just too good for Newcastle.
Yeah, man. And just
But
Rashford just showed up out of nowhere, man. It's just Rashford killed it.
that goal was brilliant.
Oh,
That was an insane goal.
mind blowing goal, man. Like, man, proving them haters wrong.
I think he just saw
Speaking
Newcastle and he was like, oh whoa, I'm back in the Prem. Whoa.
That's when he realized he still had the dog in him.
Yeah, guys. So I was thinking, like, since we are a little short of time, this was supposed to be like a 1 hour podcast. So we can move on to the next section of our discussion, which was revolving around Indian football and the scenario of football in India around, obviously around ISL as well. Like, what was the delays and what happened with ISL? Where is it? Will it happen or not? So yeah, so we can start discussing about that and like so like very interesting for anyone who does not know why there is such a huge delay for ISL right now. So there are these two committees in India. It's really fuck all. But yeah, but so there are these two committees. One is All India Football Federation, AIFF, and then there is another committee which is Football Sports Development Limited. And the latter party is responsible for the commercial rights of ISL. So there is so the fundamental problem arise from is that like these two parties have a agreement between both of them, and the agreement was is supposed to like is set to expire on December 8th, 2025, which would have been right in the middle of the ISL season. So now both the parties are discussing that okay, we have to renew the contract before starting the ISL season because we never like what will happen if, in the middle of it, right? There would be a lot of uncertainties and like a lot of negotiations that will have to go on. So now they're thinking that they will have to get this through before ISL. That is why ISL is being like delayed right now. And there is also some kind of a Supreme Court intervention. Like the situation has become very complicated since then. So in April 2025, like the Supreme Court of India issued a order preventing AIFF from signing any new agreement until the AIFF constitution was finalized in court. So I think
Yeah.
like Varun would be able to shed more light here on this topic. I'm not really aware of what is going on in the court and why is this like is this a legality? Is this something that has to happen? Like yeah, what about you, Varun? What do you think about this?
Well, recently Supreme Court did pass another judgment where they gave few directions to the AIFF to make their committee and just start with getting the ISL back on track. And more of it revolved around, just a new charter for the AIFF to follow. And they have essentially created an entire comprehensive code by forming a comprehensive committee, which have had a lot of discussions in them. A new charter has been drawn up, and then yeah, it's just ongoing.
Yeah.
As
So
we
so
said, so it's
So
yeah,
yeah, so
sure.
what I understand from what you have said, Varun, so essentially, like there is like a kind of a legal prohibition, right? Which is legal prohibition, which is like binding AIFF to not extend their contract with like the FSDL committee, which is like threatening the entire season, right? That is what you're trying to say, if I've understood properly.
Right, and I mean, it's important to understand why this suit was brought to the court in the first place because there were concerns over the AIFF was being run, and
Okay.
that let's not forget that that's the reason why this happened because the
Oh
AIFF is. I mean, I don't want to go on a stretch and
yeah.
get this podcast in danger, but like it's not like a very controversial thing to say that AIFF is kind of corrupt. But
Yeah. It's in
yeah,
terrible state
it's
right now, man.
it's
Terrible.
saddening to see that Indian football has come to this. I was super
Yeah.
excited as a kid when ISL became a thing, and especially more excited when more teams came into the ISL, especially Mohun Bagan finally coming in and being able to compete, dominating the ISL last season.
Yeah,
And yeah, man, as a Mumbai City FC fan, as someone who's went to the stadiums and watched these matches, I can say with guarantee that people who want to go to the field and this is not what we want to be a part of. No fan or supporter wants to just, sit back and just throw stones at AIFF. But we have no choice. Like
yeah,
if we in this situation because things are not being run properly. And the revenue sharing model is not the best. And people keep blaming the Indian fans for not following the ISL properly and just watching the Premier League. But I honestly cannot even like blame them because the way things work in the ISL or they were like I don't blame fans for not watching it. I think there needs to be a massive improvement. There needs to be grassroots development. The academy, other than like Mohan Bagan and Mumbai City FC, I don't see any academies doing really well, which is very concerning to see because we don't have a very tiered system right in India as England does,
yeah,
and it's not like if other countries haven't had a resurgence in the academies that they have. Netherlands is a really good example. Croatia is a great example. I mean, for a war-torn country till the 90s, Croatia has done immensely well. Belgium has done really well. So it's not as if there aren't examples for us to follow. It's just like a lack of initiative. That is why I was happy to see the Supreme Court judgment. Maybe that is something that needs to, that's going to kick off things in a good light. But yeah, it just it doesn't look good up until now.
yeah,
So,
man.
do you think so? There's factors why, let's take the legal part outside, just like, doing something right. So, do you think it's just like either delusion that what they're doing is right and like because it's not happening, it's like some other issue? Second could be incompetency, which I'm sure it is. But like third, like they gotta realize, right? Like let's assume they're like openly like, investing money, but the money's not going where it's supposed to, if that makes sense, without, saying it directly. Don't they realize like people are actually talking about it, and cricket being so big, which I love by the way, uh like football obviously can't be that big right away, but it has the fans there, because we know we have like a lot of European football fans. So the market is there, but we're not tapping into it. Is that just because of like being too lazy to, build up football in this country? Because it has a lot of potential. We have the people, but we don't have like the facilities or like the structure or like maybe the tactical people to actually get there. But it's not, again, we mentioned countries like Croatia, Netherlands. Now they've had that culture for decades, but I don't see any reason why we can't have that and reach that level in the next 2 decades, bar the incompetency of people in charge. Like this needs to improve.
It's a twofold situation, right? I think the market not being tapped in terms of potential, I think has to be more because like the quality of football hasn't improved. I mean, even at a national stage, I think the primary focus should be around getting the Indian team better and not just the ISL. There was a very murky situation before where people who were playing in the ISL were not permitted to play for India. This is like, I mean, yeah, ISL is very important and it needs to pull viewers in. But we see from examples like the Netherlands, like Croatia, like Belgium, if you improve the national team, the rest will follow. Because what you will do is essentially you will have a young crop of players who are doing good. And it's not as if we haven't had that. There have been like flashes of brilliance from people like Changte. Uh, Avnish Jingam is such a long serving servant of the country. And it's just like if you get those systems in place first, only then can you like expect people to watch it. because right now we're struggling to win against Singapore, man. And like we need to do better as a country. Only then can we like expect people to be like excited for ISL. We can't just right away be excited for ISL.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely, man.
forget what that term was, but I think we were considering at some point to, like, get players into the team that had like ancestors that were born in India, but not themselves. I forget what it's called, but are we still looking into that, or
I don't think so, man.
Not sure.
So I think they were talking about Hamza Chaudhary, Rodrigo, like giving these so people like these a call for joining the Indian team. But I think like no one in their right mind would want to do that, man. Like because I feel like the problem with IAFF is like even though it's a very deep problem, but there are also a lot of problems on the surface level. If I talk about just how the leadership is operating, if how the governance is happening in the federation, it's terrible. Like so, number one, ठीक है, if I want to, so the current president of AIFF, I think his name is Kalyan Chaube, if I'm not wrong. Like number one, like the election that happened for this AIFF presidency, so he won against Baichung Bhutia in a very lopsided result, man. And like there has been multiple corruption allegations in throughout his tenure. So like even a very interesting thing happened. So I read this news in the Economic Times. So like the former AIFF Secretary General Shashi Prabhakaran filed a formal complaint with AIFF Ethics Committee accusing Chaube of potential violations of AIFF FIFA AFC Ethics Code, man. So, including conflicts of interest, bribery attempts, misrepresentation, constitutional violations. So, yeah. So the problem is, even though it's very deep, but like it can be solved. Like I would say 30-40% if we just have the right people in the presidency, who people who have actually played the game, people who know what it means to represent like the country, like the flag, and the people who have lived their lives as football or as football fans, man. And I don't think like Kalyan Chaube is either one of those, man. So it's really sad to see the state of the federation right now. And like obviously,
I mean, that's the reason. Sorry, yeah.
yeah. No, go on, man.
That's the reason I was happy to see the Supreme Court, because at least there is like an attempt to make the the governance system a little bit more transparent. And even if like I completely agree that if you get people who have played for India or have played Indian football while, it would be better. But then I mean, the base level would be to get someone in based on merit at the first place, even if they aren't haven't been a part of the Indian team,
that feels like a foreign
which has
concept?
been a challenge up until now. Sorry, you were saying, Nikki.
And I was saying, like, getting people who deserve it into the roles that we need them to get into is like a foreign concept when it comes to like major roles, and when it comes to like government related agencies. Not saying every single one, but like feels like a lot of them. So it's like we need
I mean,
we
I
need
am a
to,
man of law, so
we
I
need to
would assume that
yeah, we need to
if you
figure out the
place a system
priorities,
in
man.
place,
Like at some point you gotta realize like maybe just being someone's son isn't enough. Maybe you need like to know what formation you're playing, no haram balls, like 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 we need to start questioning stuff.
Definitely, man. Like, and
I mean, for
if we
that, the moral fabric of the country would have to change.
Dude, like I could get into that
uh,
conversation. We could have that conversation for a long time, but
Right, there is a reason why Niklendra is in the US right now. He's not in India. Just for our viewers who don't know this, he's in US right now. So yeah, there is a very big reason why Niklendra is in US. He's not working in India,
uh,
and I don't think Niklendra you will be able to if you
I,
come back to India because of like how toxic things are here. and how corrupt like leaders are. So yeah, it's really bad.
I think we have gone
Are,
to the point of
are we doing a philosophy podcast after this?
Yeah,
next podcast.
we'll save that for some other time. So yeah, like one another thing that I wanted to talk about is how the Indian football has experienced this insane instability in the coaching department, man. Throughout this like last 1 or 2 years, it has been terrible. So I remember, so it was Igor Stimac, uh, Stimac, I'm not sure. So
Igor
that guy
Stimac, yes,
was,
Igor
yeah,
Stimac, yeah.
Stimac. So that guy's contract was terminated in last year 2024. And like when India, I think India failed to qualify for the World Cup qualifiers next round. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, and like the performance of Indian team was deteriorating significantly. So okay, that was the right decision. At that time, it was the correct decision to take. But then they ended up hiring Manolo Marquez, if I'm not wrong, Manolo Marquez, and he is like the current serving coach of the Indian team. Along with that, he's also managing FC Goa team. And yeah, so it's very weird. And at the same time, from what I see right now uh, from this article that I'm reading, so like AIFF technical committee announced a mutual termination of Marquez contract on July 2nd, 2025. So okay, so that's another coaching change in just like slightly over a year.
And then we got the current coach, which is Khalil Jamid.
Yeah, and you are realizing the fact, right, that in this 1.5 years, like how many matches the Indian team has played? The Indian team has not played a lot of matches for players. Like this kind of coaching change makes sense if you are playing if you're a club from England who is playing like 70, 80, 90 games a year in a calendar. But yeah, this is unprecedented, man. And
I mean,
I
with the coaching department, I feel like it's like I'm a bit optimistic with Khalil at the end. I don't know if you guys know, but he took Aswal to like one of the most brilliant runs in the I League.
Wow.
Maybe this was before the ISL, maybe it was after. But I had read somewhere it's in Sportstar or one of the news segments. I of course didn't follow I League, so I don't know. I think it's good to see an Indian as a manager again. I'm quite hopeful of his coaching tactics. Maybe he will do the best he can with what he has. Let's see. Right now, I think the goal should be to just make it to the Asian Cup, man. I just hope that the next game that we have with Singapore, we do better than we did. And yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's just
And
it's just like careful optimism at this point.
like I think there is something to look forward here, because I remember when he got appointed as the manager. So India, uh, I think it was the CAF. I think it was the Nations Cup, right? Kafka Nations Cup, 2025, where India got a bronze medal because of this guy, and like we were able to defeat Tajikistan for the first time in 17 years. So when I heard this news, obviously at that time I was not following Indian football that much, but when I heard this news, like it felt a little optimistic. And yeah, we were also able to beat Oman, a team that we struggled to beat in the Asian Federation. So yeah, that was also a great great sight to witness, because what I see, like this guy has a tactical like mindset and a tactical approach towards things, and I think he is very like he believes a lot in defensive solidarity, and I think like organization, maximizing limited chances. And I think like how yeah, so I think like Asia Cup qualification battle is over though. But yeah, I think we can hope for great things
It is,
with this guy. If I'm
yeah.
not wrong, I think Asia Cup qualification battle is over. Ek minute, let's quickly check that. Yeah, it's hanging by a thread. But yeah, I think we are almost like I think we have 1 foot out of the race. ठीक है. So they will have to make it a continental showpiece event in Saudi Arabia in 2027. Okay, yeah, it's almost out. So it has been a terrible, it has been a bad year but yeah, at the same time there are some kind of silver linings and some kind of future developments. Despite all these challenges, there are like India participated in football at Asian Games 2023 for the first time in 9 years, with plans to continue for 2026. So, like the under 23 team coach, uh, Naushad Musa, like he shows a lot of promise. If you have seen like how he like holds team meetings and how he's coaching that under 23 team, I think it's great. Like he is one of the people I when I look at him, I think yeah, like the future of Indian football is in safe hands. And I think yeah, I think Jamil will also do a great job. And I think like this Kafka Nations Cup bronze medal would be like a kind of a morale booster also for all the players and the
Yeah.
coaching department. I think yeah, so I think it can get better for India, and I hope it does.
It can't get worse, can it?
On Yeah, it can't get worse. It can't.
Yeah, I hope it does not, because yeah, already like yeah, you're not playing enough games and yeah, shit like that. But I think yeah, for Indian football to progress, there are several critical reforms that are necessary, man. Like number one would be like a clear governance structure between AIFF and the commercial partners and everything. And when this shit like this kind of shit happens, like there is not a sustainable financial source for a league or for a federation to work around. So then like as a aftermath, like who is the one who is suffering the most because of it? Number one is the youth academies and the grassroots level of football that we are
Yeah.
not able to see. So if we can resolve that, we'll have a great we'll have a, I would not say great, we'll have a better structure and a better outcome coming out of these youth academies and grassroots developments. So I think yeah, so like if we can reform this, and like the current crisis is to rebuild the entire Indian football from the ground up. As simple as that. Like there is nothing to build on right now. Currently, we don't have that kind of a talent. So like yeah, so as Niklendra said, it cannot get any worse, and it has to go up from here. That is what I'm hoping. Yeah. So anyone has
Well,
some
on
other,
that point,
yeah,
with careful optimism, if anyone's watching, I know it's difficult to watch Indian football right now, but guys, it's much like The Office season one. You just need to get through it to get to the good part.
oh yeah,
Uh,
beautiful analogy,
on
right?
that
Beautiful
note,
analogy.
please keep supporting the team. Please watch the matches. Please try to make it to the stadium. Please purchase jerseys, guys. That is one of the most the easiest ways you can like support the team. Get behind the team. Get behind the Blues. And signing off. Let's end the stream.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you everyone for watching. Uh, Thank you, Clara. Thank you, Jayesh. Thank you, Tarun. Thank you, Parth. Thank you, Aviral. Great stream, guys. Thank you, Adi. Thank you, Nikki, for joining.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and thank you for Akshat. I think he had to leave because of some emergency in the
Yeah.
middle of the conference. So thank you everyone, and we hope to see you next time. Okay, we'll go offline now. Bye. Bye.